Hey YouTube, how's it going? Buns VGC here, back with a brand new video, and today we're going to be hopping into week 1 of our Fight Club VGC season. We are playing PerkHaze and his Trenton Trevanents. I want to put a disclaimer on this video because it probably looks a little weird where my camera is. The audio in the original recording was uber messed up. It's very staticky for some reason. I actually have fixed it since then. But I didn't realize there was an issue until after the recording, so I had to go back and kind of redo the voice for it, which is gonna make this weird. But we're gonna do our best. In the bottom corner, you can see the team. It will be Glastrier, G-Max Hatteran, Gigalith, Excadrill, Primarina, and Nidoking. This is a best of 3. I have the notes from the match here, so I'm going to more do a analytical style for this video instead of a live thing. So we put in the code, and we got into it. It was, like I said, a best of 3. His team being Talonflame, Oranguru, Metagross, Grimmsnarl, Landorus, obviously Therian Landorus, and the Lapras were the 6 he decided to bring, and he only got to pick 4 of those 6 in each battle, like in VGC rules. Likewise, I can only pick 4 of my 6 to work on. So hopefully we connect fairly soon, and then we'll hop right into the match. I wasn't able to stream this because I had bad internet the last 2 weeks. That's why these videos have kind of been all over the place in terms of upload dates and stuff like that. Now the internet is better. I didn't know exactly what rules we were going to use because we were told to use normal rules but only select 4 Pokemon. I wasn't sure if the Wi-Fi battle was going to force that not to be a thing. So I let Perk decide the rules, and we hopped into this best of 3. His team, even before looking at his 6 Pokemon, he's got a very scary team. The Talonflame, Metagross, Landorus, Lapras are all absolutely terrifying. I think he also had Alola Marowak available to him if he wanted it, which is also terrifying. And so we wanted to look for a counterplay using Trick Room here because they had the Talonflame, which has access to Tailwind, of course. And, you know, Metagross 70 speed, Grimmsnarl, Prankster, Landorus very fast, Talonflame, or Lapras is kind of mid-tier speed. I think it's got 60 or 65. So he has a lot of mid-tier mons, but if they get the Tailwind up, they become fast enough to outspeed most average Pokemon, aside from, like, Whimsicott, or I think Talonflame is another one that is too fast. Obviously Regieleki and stuff like that. So there's the team. I almost missed it. And our items we used. Obviously you can't have duplicate items, so it was a little harder to decide what I wanted to run on everything properly. But I thought this was the best course of action based on testing I've done with some of these Pokemon in the past. First game, we went Glastrier, I think was our start, with Hatteran, I think. I believe so. I think we went... Well, we'll see exactly where I went, because I'm not 100% sure. I just went to write down, so I went Glastrier, I went Hatteran, or it looks like I'm about to go Hatteran. I don't know shapes. Did I go Prim? I went Nidoking, that's for sure. And Prim. Okay. There was a lot of decisions to make, because I could have done a lot of things with Gigalith, with the Excadrill, but I decided to stick with the Gigalith in the end. He decided to bring... his leads are not what I expected to see at all. Threw me really far off. He went with the Metagross and the Oranguru, which I was not expecting. I was expecting something very standard, Talonflame, Landorus, something like that. But I went for an easy setup. And I made a pretty big mistake here, which costs me the whole game. You're about to see it in 3, 2, 1. I'm deciding which move I want to go with, and I decide to Dynamax. The problem is because I joined late into the league, they DM'd extra rules. Or they didn't DM. They put them in the Discord, and I missed one. The one I missed was you can't Dynamax your restricted/legendary Pokemon. And you're about to see that I'm about to Dynamax Glastrier. So yeah, I messed up. So technically I already lost game 1, but PerkHaze was a really good sport, and he let us kind of play it out regardless. But he let me know that you know, your Gmax or your restricted Pokemon wasn't allowed to max. But yeah, like I said, he let us play it out basically, knowing he was gonna get the well. We both agreed he was going to get the win, obviously, because I broke one of the rules, which seems to happen in both the draft leagues I've been in. I think I've done that. Or at least someone has in both the draft leagues I've been in. But regardless is the case, it actually didn't change the outcome of this game. I hadn't played Pokemon in about a week and a half, and I just did not have my mental on just yet. The Imprison from the Oranguru was super smart, absolutely blocked my Trick Room, absolutely great well, not intuition, but pregame for him to do that. Yeah, I don't know why I stalled out my my Dynamax here once I got word that I couldn't I didn't get word that I couldn't max until like here. Mystical Fire comes in, doesn't do a ton, lower special attack, which also doesn't really help me. Well, actually, I think it has Clear Body, so it wouldn't help me either way. Other than that, we went for the special defense raise, but yeah, Metagross is not looking good, but his Steel Spike does do enough to take me out with Weakness Policy. So I go down 4-3 here. They have 2 defense boosts, and I am down my Glastrier, which if I had it maxed, I probably would have been fine. But Bulldoze also comes in, which lowers our speeds. The Bulldoze Oranguru strat. The Mystical Fire was enough to take out the Dynamax Metagross, which was their biggest threat. So now it's 3-3. I believe I come in with Primarina next, if I'm not mistaken. I just had to type a message to Perk, making sure that we were still playing out the rest of the game. But basically, he has, like I said, a 1-0 lead. And I do bring out the Primarina. He decides to go with a Landorus. And, you know, if I had saved my Dynamax and Gmaxed the Hatter in here, probably would have been in a much better situation. but it is not the case. We lost our Dynamax, didn't really do much with it, illegally Dynamaxed, and we're left here. The Landorus has an Assault Vest as well. I forgot the Landorus had an Assault Vest, but he also protects. Or no, he doesn't have an Assault Vest because he protected. I think he has a Life Orb, which actually stops me from using the getting the one hit with the Hyper Voice. I do get the special attack boost from the Hyper Voice. Bulldoze slows us all down, which is basically free for Landorus to come and make a field day with us. Now that he basically runs the speed, Dazzling Gleam, again, only going to affect the Oranguru, which is very specially bulky. Still can't use the Trick Room, so I decided to switch out into, considered switching out to the Oranguru, or the Nidoking. And we decided to do the same moves because, you know, Double Protect is unlikely. But again, the speed game is just so far in Perk's favor. And the Trevanents just kind of roll the map. Telepathy as well, can't get hit by his own teammates. And this does a ton of damage to both of us. Being a physical attacker. The Instruct comes in. Absolutely beautiful Instruct. And he gets to Earthquake a second time. And that'll easily take out both my Pokemon. And I'm in a 1-3 hole being outsped by a Landorus. And I have Nidoking. I had no thought in my mind that I could pull this out. Nidoking would have to hit a Ice Beam first before the Landorus. I don't believe it's faster than Landorus either. And yeah, there's the Earthquake, the Telepathy, and that was game 1. Isn't it tragic? Tragic. We got absolutely destroyed game 1. We lost 0-3. I mean, we would have lost either way because of the illegal Dynamax. So now it was my turn to attempt the 0-1 reverse sweep and win 2 games in a row. And we needed to mix it up because the this obviously wasn't working for us. So, I mean, ideally, I should have brought Throw. Would Throw have been good here? I don't know. But with this time, we decided to draft a tiny bit different. I don't have a ton of knowledge on best of 3s, but we decided to go with a different start, something that could handle the Metagross right away, and that would have been Gigalith and Excadrill, Primarina, of course, in the back, and I believe Glastrier as our 4th, because Glastrier is just really strong. Yeah, we realized we made a mistake halfway through a draft. Obviously, we weren't sure what we were doing, but after bouncing around, we went Glastrier, Hatterene, basically the top 4 Pokemon on the screen. Going into this, we just knew we had to neutralize the Metagross and Landorus combo, or, you know, the 2 of those, because they did the most work. But he actually led Lapras and Grimmsnarl, so I was expecting a lot of screens to go up. I was expecting Double Screen or Aurora Veil. We had the Excadrill. We had the Sand come up. So we have a lot of speed right now. And once the speed ran out, we had, you know, other things in the back. So we went with the first turn Dynamax onto the... what are we doing? Onto the Lapras. And we're just trying to get rid of this Lapras. It sets screens. It's very spooky. Grimmsnarl, not so much. It sets screens. It paralyzes things. I have a ground type on the map. So, as we see our 1990s paper cup looking boy go big, we also see the Lapras go big. Yeah. So we see the Lapras go big as well. And this just becomes a battle of, for the love of God, somebody survive. Because the Dynamaxes are so powerful, and I don't have a great type matchup. The only thing I do have is spread moves. And speed. So you went with Fake Out. Obviously, Fake Out's going to stop the Gigalith. The Rockfall does come in, and because it's a physical attack, it does a little bit more damage than if it were to be a special attack. We actually got a really good chunk of damage in with the crit. Resonance came out for the Aurora Veil onto the Paper Cup. Doesn't do as much as you expected, but Aurora Veil does go up, of course, making the defenses of both Pokemon just a little bit stronger. It also means I have to waste another D-Max move to get rid of the Lapras. That being said, we're also going to hit a superpower, or we were going to, but we're going to decide to protect just in case he max geysers into the Gigalith slot, since Gigalith is very slow. And there's not much that Grimmsnarl can really do in this situation. But with all that speed, we do get rid of the Lapras. It's gone. We're up 4-3. We're feeling just a little bit better than we did last game. But we are at half health. I think I got hit with a foul play there. Or a throat chop. It was a throat chop. I didn't see properly. So I know he's got throat chop. I know he's got Fake Out. That's about it. And I assume he's either got T-Wave or Screens to make use of the Prankster. But then he brings out the Landorus. And like I said, the Landorus is such a struggle for us. Both of us lose some attack here. Very bad. Both of us super weak to a potential Earthquake. And I just protected. So I was in a really bad situation. I didn't want to waste another D-Max turn, and I outspeeded. At least I can do is get the Grimmsnarl off the map, which is... It felt like a guaranteed kill. That being said, Landorus is almost guaranteed to get a double kill. So we get rid of the Grimmsnarl. We're up 4-2. We're feeling good, but we know that the worst is yet to come, and that's the potential Metagross, the potential Talonflame, things that can actually still demolish the rest of my team. There's the Earthquake. It's going to get one kill. Gigalith will survive. We're up 3-2. We're fine. Both Dynamaxes have been taken off the table. And we know it's a Life Orb on this. The Gigalith's Rock Slide. Not doing a ton at all because I have -1 attack. But we got ourselves Glastrier coming in. Ice. Unfortunately, I have no speed advantage now. And there's the Metagross. So we knew we were in for a tough fight now. I don't know why. I'm not. We went. Oh, so we went for the Protect because we wanted the big damage off of the Earthquake. However, I was scared of weakness policy, so the Protect kind of went just to avoid getting one shot by Metagross Iron Head, I believe it was. There's the Protect. And it was a Rock Slide coming out, which also would have done a ton of damage. Doesn't do enough to take out Gigalith, obviously Gigalith being a rock type itself. Pops my berry, though, so I'm feeling a little bit better because I think it was an I pop a berry. The Iron Head, blocked, protected. My Rock Slide coming in, not going to do a ton. Did a lot more to the Landorus than I expected. I think I got a crit. But unfortunately, now it's time for Glastrier to do something. And he is so slow. And I really just don't do damage to the freaking Metagross. So I went with Protect. The longer I keep Gigalith alive, I feel the more frustrating it would have been. Again, Landorus with the Rock Slide. That hitting me did not an incredible amount, but it did proc the weakness policy. So if I had hit high horsepower on Metagross, I probably would have one-shot it. Instead, none of that happens. I die and pretty much waste a turn. Sandstorm runs out, which is, you know, not too bad. Then we have Hatterene. I'm going to be honest, we just didn't do a ton of damage. At the end of the day, this is a bulky dude. Ideally, I Trick Room. I Rock Slide, get rid of Landorus. It's a 2-on-2. I don't feel terrible in this position. The Rock Slide comes in. I'm fine. The Iron Head comes in. I bury it. I'm fine. Rock Slide gets the 1 KO, so I'm up 2-1. Big chance I can go to third map, wipe the slate clean, and make it a best of 1. I set up the Trick Room. And here is where everything just falls apart for the team. So I'm easily just going to double into it with Earthquake. The Bullet Punch knocks out my Hatterene. So there goes my Mystical Fire, which, you know, would have been nice considering he's got weaker special defense than physical defense. And then this Earthquake is just depressing. Proc his weakness policy. I do very little damage. And I'm just sad. I'm just so sad. Knowing I did that little damage and I only have about 48 health left, I knew this was probably going to be the end. Even though I have Trick Room up, I got it down to half. He then hits me with an Iron Head, and I am good night. So, absolute GG's to the Trenton Trevanents and Perk. We start off the season 0-1-0-2 in win-loss record. But again, we played the second map decent. We played the second game absolutely decent. Couple of tweaks. If I were to tweak that, I would love to have done anything with Glastrier in that second game. But thank you all for watching. We'll be back. I think we have a preview coming out for week 2 very shortly, as well as our week 2 match next week. Thank you all for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to comment and subscribe for more. And as always, it's been Buns VGC here. Until next time, peace.